When we look back at the 2023 HoopSeen Tip-Off of the legendary Swanee Sports Academy in Northwest Atlanta, there was a common theme this year, Justin Byerly. It seemed very North Carolina heavy, which I am not mad at. So I want to bring you in as our North Carolina editor to talk about the weekend. But how you doing overall, man? You recovered from the weekend?
I'm good, man. It was, the Saturday always hits hard, but once Sunday rolls around, ready to do it again.
It does. It does. I know even for us on this side of things, we've got to get back into the rhythm of as well. Of, those long days, those early morning, long nights, sleeping in the hotels, having those hotel waffles, the whole thing that kind of goes with it. I think we're all kind of getting back into travel ball shape. So I definitely want to bring you on and talk about really the high level thinking stuff from the state of North Carolina from the tip off. And I think we've got to start with Team United. I think we wanted to kind of get started there. I mean, this team, man, they look the part when they get out of the travel van right into the gym. And I think this is going to be a team that we're going to hear about on a big picture scale on a national conversation this year.
Yeah, for sure. Some teams over the years just look different when they warm up. And that's one of the first things you notice with Team United. These guys are up above the rim. And not many teams look like they do when they warm up. And you can tell they've got some dudes.
Yeah, we talked about Jaron Stevenson on an individual pod right on HoopSeen Twitter, so make sure you go over there and check that out. But let's talk about him just for a second. I feel like we're watching a guy that's ready to make another jump up, even a guy that's even in the top 20, but there's potential to go even higher than that with him.
Yeah, I think his from his progression from last year to this year, that explosiveness, like we talked about, off the dribble from the perimeter. He's bigger. He's looking like he can make that jump. Like we talked about, maybe even a top 5 guy.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I think that's the potential there, right? Like he brings so many different things to the table from a physical standpoint that we talked about again. So you're going to go check that out. I'm excited to see where he takes us. I really am. I think there's an opportunity for him to be really, really good. In this class, nationally in 24, there's a lot of guys at that position that I'm really curious to see these position battles at like things like USA Basketball. So curious to see how these guys kind of all shake out when it's all said and done. Let's move over though with Cam Scott. You got Cam Scott out of Lexington, South Carolina. Really a versatile guy. How was he this weekend? And like really, what can we expect from him this season in travel ball?
Yeah, so what Cam's going to bring is some shooting from the perimeter. He's going to knock down some shots. Got a really good looking shot. He's one of those slasher scorer guys going to get to the rim. On Sunday when his shot wasn't really falling like it was Saturday, he did a lot of the little things that a guy of his level can do and still affect the game. And then late in that game, he saw a couple baskets go in, and then that led to him making a few more, which really cushioned that lead for Team United. And a close game ended up being not very close at all.
I mean, that's what happens when you got a lot of dudes, right? Like you can take a 5-point lead and turn that into a 15-point lead with a snap of a finger. Jackson Prunty is a guy that I think can really bring a lot of versatility to the table too. Is he a guy that can really, I think, sneak in there with his versatility and pick up some offers here in the next month?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's probably the guy that's not as heralded as Cam and Jaron, but he can play. He has the length. He does a lot of the other things. He rebounds very well for his position. He's going to block some shots. He can get to the rim and rattle off some shots as well. So I think he's a guy that could see a trajectory going up with his college recruitment.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any doubt about that. I'm with you there. Who else is on this team that college coaches need to be aware of?
Yeah, who's not? Quay Watson.
No question. You're right.
But the guard, Quay Watson, is just one of those. He's a smaller guard out of Charlotte that's just gonna when things get moved in and he's available outside, he's gonna knock the shot down.
Yeah.
Consistent shooter from the outside. A kid out of Summerville, South Carolina, Yannick White, is a strong built guard that made a lot of shots this weekend that nobody knows about this kid, at least on a higher level. Kaney Tanchada was good this weekend. He's out of Concord Academy. Was state runner-ups this past season. Long, lanky, kind of a wing guy that can shoot it a little bit, but he's more of a, he's going at the rim. So those guys, Cameron Taylor out of Olympic High School in Charlotte, was another guy, long, lanky, wing guard that can rebound and cause a lot of problems on the defensive side with his length and ability to get some deflections and get the ball running.
I love it. I mean, you're right. Who isn't to talk about? So that was a good correction on me, because you're right. Like, this is a team from top to bottom that's coming strong with a lot of depth to the team as well. They have some young guys too in their program that you like.
Yeah. The 15s came. I thought Rivers Knight out of I think the Durham area, 6'9" guy, can stretch the floor, runs the floor well. He had a really good weekend. And then Marcus Kerr, a guard out of Charlotte, had a really nice weekend. So Coach Joe Adams has, the 15s playing really well, and they got a lot of talent. So I don't think the Team United program is going to be hurting for talent over the next few years.
I know we've talked about it so many times about the amount of depth of players in the state of North Carolina right now is off the charts. I think the 24, 25, 26, maybe 27. I don't know. I don't get that too deep into the weeds. But man, I really like the future within the state of North Carolina. Let's switch over to Team Loaded, and talk about them. Obviously, we talk about Eli Ellis all day, an absolute gamer. We've seen him a lot down at OTE in Atlanta. Had some great stuff last year at Bob Gibbons. We know what Eli Ellis is going to bring to the table. He's going to bring a lot of pizzazz and a lot of competitive fire. But who else is on this team, JB, that you really like that college coaches need to be aware of?
Yeah, we talked about Richard Good, the big kid. I think he's got a high ceiling.
Stock up, yeah.
Another guy that I thought had a really nice weekend was Kendrick Wilkins, a guard, knocking down shots all day, 4 or 5 feet beyond the 3-point line. It wasn't hitting the rim. I mean, it was, looked like a little Steph Curry shot making out there.
Yeah.
He's a good player. Not sure what level he's at, but they have a lot of pieces as well. Same as Team United. Loaded's going to be a good program over this travel season.
Yeah, I really like the name Richard Good. I do. I think when you've got a big guy that's kind of coming up, and we saw that a lot last year with guys with size that can bring stuff to the table. It feels like North Carolina every year there's like 3 or 4 guys that are, like, who's that guy? Where did he come from? And I feel like Richard Good, at least in the film that I saw of him over the weekend, is a guy that seems to fit that mold as well. Let's keep it moving. Is anybody else on Team Loaded, or we want to keep it moving down to maybe Team Swish?
We can move on down.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Team Swish. They're from your neck of the woods. I'll let you kind of take it.
Yeah, so it's a Western North Carolina team, that's full of some guys that can play. Jacob Tiller, an unsigned senior out of my area, had a strong weekend. 25 points on Saturday, 18 Friday, and then I think about 18 or 20 on Sunday. Just a versatile guard that plays with a lot of energy that really ends up causing a lot of problems for the opposition because he just plays so hard. He's around the ball every play. He's going to make a play, and probably one of the more athletic kids that we saw on the weekend. He had a couple dunks that kind of got the crowd going, and just an unsigned senior guy that I feel like should have a shot at playing at the next level.
Yeah, there's a lot of unsigned seniors I think that we're going to see on our platform this year because of the recruiting calendar with portal and whatnot. A lot of rosters being rebuilt, and I think unsigned seniors, you got to be patient. But I think when those opportunities come, you got to look at them. You got to jump on them pretty quick. Another Bradford, though, on that team, too, speaking of Team Swish.
Yeah, another Bradford. So we got to see his older brother, Nathan, quite a bit playing with Team Swish. And then he actually played with the Georgia Stars for a little bit. But the younger Bradford, similar game, can handle the ball, 6'11", 6'10", can shoot it a little bit, can rebound and block shots, runs the floor well. A lot to like, a lot of upside with him. Like to see, the 2024 guy that, can get on a college roster for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Big, long long shooters never go out of style. That's for sure. No matter what era of basketball we're talking about. Let's talk about the North Carolina Jayhawks. The film that I saw from them, that's a team that's got some guys that I think if you're a college coach and you're kind of mapping out April, I feel like the Jayhawks are a program you got to get some eyeballs on.
Yeah, I feel like they had a great weekend as well. Jared Barbie shot the ball incredibly well all weekend. A guard out of West Stanley High School. He made 7 threes his first game, 6 the second. Probably ended up with close to 23 pointers on the weekend, which is pretty strong.
Phenomenal weekend right there, man.
So I was impressed with the whole unit, but it's going to be a team to watch for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Raleigh, same thing, right? Just some absolute dogs on that squad.
Yeah, so Dakari Jones, the Bulldog point guard for Team Raleigh, he's either getting to the foul line or he's making the basket. I mean, he drove to the basket any chance he got, and he got to the rim. I mean, he's tough to guard. He's quick. He's a good player for that Team Raleigh program. It's gonna be one to watch.
I love it. Trying to think off the top of my head. Rod Howard Select. Quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a really strong weekend. They ended up losing on Sunday to a very good Team Huncho team, but they were right there. And David Frazier is a guard for them that had a strong weekend, made a lot of shots from the outside. And then Rod's son, Ian, like we talked about earlier, is going to be the face of that program. But, he can play. He's got a lot of talent.
Listen, JB doesn't throw that phrase out there very often. He can play. So if he says that, you got to pay attention and write that down on Sharpie. One of my favorite things to do. So we got a ton of stuff, man. We're going to have a lot of updates on HoopSeen.com. We're updating our player profiles with players. Our HoopSeen search is ramping up. And if you want to be a part of this or you want to get a part of that action, make sure you see that link right there, HoopSeen.com/events. Join us in Raleigh in 2 weeks. I'll be there. I'm coming out there for that. JB, of course, will be there, which I'm excited to hang out with you, JB. We'll be downtown Raleigh at the Convention Center for the Carolina Jam. And I really think that this is one of our events that as we look forward to the next 5 years, I think this is going to become one of our premier events on our calendar. Also, the Bob Gibbons Tournament of Champions is coming back to the state of North Carolina, but that's just with the caveat, just for elite middle school teams. Okay, so we're going to have that built into the structure of the Carolina Jam, which I'm really excited about. So you want to make sure you get a part of that. Come join us downtown Raleigh, HoopSeen.com/events. It's going to be a major, major weekend for us. I'm excited to be a part of that as well. And of course, we've got the live period stuff. We've got the Atlanta Jam. We've also got the Grassroots Showcase in Louisville coming up in the month of April. So make sure you go that link right there. Go to that and go ahead and get yourself registered. Yeah, see, we got you. We point you in the right direction and go be a part of that. But more importantly, Carolina Jam coming up. Registrations will be closing that probably in a week, maybe a little 10 days. I don't know. Maybe we might sell out before then. But nevertheless, go be a part of that so JB and I can get some eyeballs on you at the Carolina Jam. JB, this was good stuff, man. Appreciate your work at the tip-off, and I'll see you soon, bro.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
Me too. Thanks, JB.
All right.